Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. Special events is the theme of today's program. We're going to be previewing the upcoming Peanut Fest Queens Luncheon and Fashion Show, also the Peanut Fest Parade, and we're going to highlight a number of great events coming right here to the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene. Of course, we're now out in front of the famous caboose out here at the Peanut Fest location at the Suffolk Executive Airport. I'm joined today by Donna Moody and Ann Stallings, who are co-chairs of this year's Queens Luncheon, which of course is the kickoff event really with Peanut Fest every year. Ladies, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Well, let's kick off and literally start with talking about the fact of the relationship between what the Pilot Club of Suffolk does with this event. I mean, if one of you could kind of talk about the organization itself and its relationship with the Queens Festival Luncheon.
Well, the Pilot International is a professional organization, a service organization, and the main thrust is to provide community service in local communities, and our signature cause is brain-related disorders. Now, the Pilot Club has been working with the Queens Luncheon for, this is the 35th Queens Luncheon and Fashion Show. And we're really excited about this year's show.
Well, let's talk about the date, the time, and certainly the location.
Okay, it's held as always at the National Guard Armory on Godwin Boulevard. It will be September the 27th. Doors open at 11:30 and the luncheon starts at 12.
And approximately how long does that event run to?
It usually runs about an hour,
usually
about 1 o'clock or so. Everybody is leaving, able to get back to their jobs or whatever, go on with the rest of their day.
And of course, one of the unique things about the event is the first chance to really get a public appearance of the new queen and her court. So again, that's something to look forward to. You mentioned the fashion show as well, which is another delightful part. And of course, we can't forget the meal and the table dressing. So there's a whole lot you're getting for your ticket there. So we'll kind of break down those things. Talk about how the event flows. You come in, you sit down, you sit at your table. What's going to happen once you sit down?
One of the first things that occurs is the crowning of the queen and the introduction of the queen and her court. These are all high school students from the local high schools that have been selected by the Suffolk festivals and their own schools, and have had to write an essay. And that's how the queen is selected.
Right.
She has written the essay that was deemed the best.
Okay. And then, of course, after the presentation with the queen and the court, a prayer, and then we usually go straight into lunch, and that's when the fashion show kicks off.
Right.
And talk a little bit about how the fashion show is comprised. Again, we have local merchants and some local models as well.
Well, this year, Ann's Dress Shop of Waverly is going to be doing our fashion show.
Right.
She has several models that she uses herself, but there are also going to be a couple of pilots. We're going to have Jean Banks, who is very well known in the community, is going to be one. A couple other pilots, one lady from Nansemond River and one of our own from Pilot Club of Suffolk. And basically they do the fashion show while the luncheon is going on, so you're able to enjoy your lunch and the fashions as well.
Very nice, very nice. And of course everything concludes, you get a chance to hear from the Peanut Fest chairman. I believe also the mayor usually gives a speech as part of that as well. And then your event is over with. So it's a nice tidy little event you mentioned at the Armory. How much do tickets cost and where can we pick those up?
Tickets are $15 a person, and you can pick those up at the Visitors Center.
Okay. Of course, that's located at the corner of Constance and Main, right there, of course, in the old Suffolk Courthouse. Got the nice pavilion out back there. Get a little plug in for that as well. We always want to get that out there. But where do the funds go? The proceeds of the money that's raised here, you mentioned about the service nature of the organization. Where do these funds go after the event is over with?
Well, the funds are used in for many community causes. We support the Rescue Squad, the Nansemond Suffolk Rescue Squad, the Alzheimer's Association. We are involved in Support Relay for Life, so the American Cancer Society. The Genevieve Shelter is one of our causes that we support. What are some others, Donna? We have Brain Minders, our Brain Minders program, which we go into schools with. It helps to fund the cost of that program. That teaches children how to protect their brain as they're playing and out and about.
We do the Suffolk Literacy Council. We also support them. We also do a civic night where we honor the school bus driver, policeman, fireman of the year,
Right.
different things like that in the area, and some of these funds go to support those organizations as well.
Great. So again, you know, for the, was it $15, right, for the tickets? You get a great meal, you get a fashion show, you get a chance to get a little sneak peek, if you will, at the Queen and her court, and you also get a chance to help a great local organization who are helping local folks as far as, again, with the brain safety and all the other programs and offerings that the Pilot Club has. Now, before we leave, as far as talking about the Queen's Luncheon, I want to give you each an opportunity to get a little plug out there to talk about why someone who's considering going to the Queen's Luncheon might want to step up, buy that ticket, and show up on that day. I'll let you lead us off.
Well, as we've said, we have a lot of community organizations that we help to support that will benefit from the monies that we make here. This is our largest fundraiser of the year, so it's important. And don't forget that we're going to have the handmade gourds that will be our centerpieces on the tables. Some of them will actually be birdhouses that will be hanging on a tree, but these will be for sale. And again, these are handmade by some of our more artistic Pilot Club members who do a wonderful job. You'll be amazed at what they do, and they will begin at $15 and go up from there. But that money, all that money will go towards the community.
So when you come in that day, the day of the event, be sure to take a look around and look at the table pieces right there. Because again, as you noted, you can buy them after the event is over, correct?
Right.
Good deal.
Another thing we're going to offer new this year that we've not had, we're going to have 2 drawings this year.
Okay.
We're going to have a country basket, and we're also going to have a certificate tree.
Okay.
And we're going to offer tickets on those 2. They're going to be $1 a piece, or 6 for $5. And the certificate tree is going to incorporate certificates from all over Suffolk, and you'll be able to win a chance on those too. So that's a new feature for us this year, and we're anxious to see how well people enjoy it.
Okay, so one more time, let's give out the date, the time, and the location, and the ticket cost for this year's Queen's Luncheon and Fashion Show.
Okay, it's going to be on Thursday, September the 27th. It is going to be at the National Guard Armory. Doors open at 11:30, and the luncheon starts at noon. Tickets are $15 a person.
And again, you said you can get those at the Suffolk Visitor Center. So again, we'll have that information on the screen. So if people don't know where it is or need a contact number, we'll have that information up. So again, thank you ladies both for joining us today to talk about the Queen's Luncheon and Fashion Show. Look forward to that great event this year for Peanut Fest.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we spent some time talking about the Queen's Fest Fashion Show and Luncheon, but now let's talk about Parade. And for that, we have Angie Twyford, who of course is Assistant Director of the Suffolk Peanut Festival, or Festivals Incorporated. Angie, talk a little bit about the parade, the date, the time, the location. Of course, it's rolling right there in downtown Suffolk, but tell us a little about some of the specifics involving the parade.
The parade is September 29th. It starts at 10 a.m. at the corner of West Washington Street and Broad Street. It comes down West Washington Street to North Main Street and turns and goes by the reviewing stand in front of SunTrust Building, and it disassembles at Finney Avenue. This year we have all 4 of the school bands from the local areas. We're still accepting applications, so we're still expecting a lot more vendor or units to come in and everything. Of course, our big thing is we have the Khedive Shriners, and everybody looks for the Khedive Shriners and everything. They put on a great show for us, and we love. If they ever told us they couldn't come, I think we would have to cancel the parade.
Well, we don't want to hear that. And of course, one of the unique things about them is they have all their different specialty units.
Right.
So again, you think you got a couple that run one way, they got all the little vehicles, they got all the different guys marching. So.
And this is the first time that the Queen of Peanut Fest is able to reign. She rides in the parade. Of course, we have all our chairmen and city officials, and the fire department loves to bring out all their big engines, so all the kids can get excited about that. And if we're really lucky, Mr. Goodman will bring his horse to bring up the end of the parade, and we look forward to seeing him. He has rode in the Peanut Fest parade since it began and everything, and he's got beautiful horses, and his friends come and ride with him, so we're looking forward to seeing him.
All right. Well, now, where's the reviewing stand? Where's that place?
It's right in front of SunTrust Building. Okay. We have judges. We judge all bands. They receive plaques, and we also judge the floats and everything. So we have 3 judges for the other units that come through, and then we have 2 band judges that are professionals, and they judge our bands, and we send the plaques to the schools with the critiques so that they know just what they need to work on, because this is one of the good times that they can practice and be judged and know how good they are and what they need to work on.
Sure, because again, a lot of band competitions throughout the year, so again, always looking for a great opportunity to get out there and do your thing, so to speak. Now, we mentioned that the reviewing stand, of course, is located in front of SunTrust on Main Street, but there really is not a bad place to watch the parade from, correct?
Absolutely not. Yeah. From the beginning, right at the beginning of Broad Street and West Washington Street, you know, parents have to come because all their kids are in the bands and everything.
Sure.
And this year, again, we're having some Cub Scouts and Girl Scouts. We missed them for a little while, but they're coming back.
Great.
So
Good.
There's another set of parents. But it's a chance for all the local businesses to put their representation in, as well as all the organizations. The Pilot Club will have a float in, and our Goober Gang puts in a float, and usually they do a wonderful job because Mr. Peanutty is on the float, and that's our ambassadors to the Peanut Fest. So we're looking forward to all the work that everybody's put into the different floats, and all the little queens and princesses from the different areas get to come out and show off their beautiful tiaras and everything. So we're looking forward to having a wonderful parade again this year.
Great. Now, you mentioned earlier that you're still possibly taking some entries.
Absolutely.
If so, if someone's out there watching the program and they'd like to do that, how do they go about doing that?
They can go online to suffolkfest.org and go to the toolbar and click on applications and forms, and the parade application is on that. They can fax it or email it back or mail it to me.
Okay.
And all, but the deadline is September the 17th. Okay. Hopefully everybody can get it in so I can start lining up the parade.
Now, you mentioned about the parade lineup, but this voice and this face right here and this lady right here is someone, if you buy the reviewing stand or perhaps watch some of the broadcasts later on, you're also going to be emceeing this, right?
I absolutely am.
You've done it, this will be your 4th year, you've said. What's that like?
Well, it's really kind of neat. When they come around the corner, you know, because I've lined it up, so I know who's coming around, so I get, you know, excited just knowing everything is in order and they're coming around. And I start announcing, and so the judges, first of all, will know what's coming up, because if they're looking for the floats or they're looking for the bands, they have, they're on the watch for the different units that are coming through. The Khedive Shriner actually puts their own announcer in, which is great because I don't know their units. They have anywhere from 26 to 40 different units that come, so it's wonderful to have them take over during that time spell for them to announce their own units and everything. But it's a wonderful thing, and the schools alternate their positions. They're never the first one in the line, so every year we rotate them around so that it's not always going to be the same school at the first of the line. It's not always going to be the same school at the back of the line.
All right. Now again, let's hit again the time, the date, and the location as far as the parade route itself.
It's Saturday, September the 29th. The parade starts at 10 a.m. at the corner of West Washington Street and Broad Street. We'll come down West Washington Street to North Main Street, turn down actually North Main Street, and go to Finney Avenue, where they'll disband there at Finney Avenue.
Good deal. Well, we're looking forward to this year's Suffolk Peanut Festival Parade. Hopefully we got bright sunny weather, great skies, a great opportunity to go out there and check out your community, find out again about some of those great local bands, see the Shriners, and also probably some of your other friends and neighbors that are out there in one capacity or another, right?
Absolutely.
Good deal. All right, well, thank you, and we'll have more on the scene right after this. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're coming to you from right in the theater at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, joined today by Susan Rawls, who's on the board of directors and also serves as the co-chair for special events here. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
And Jackie Cherry, who is, of course, the CEO and executive director again here at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. So again, ladies, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate you being here, Council.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and again, you gave us such a perfect environment to talk about some of the things we're going to talk about today, which is the 2012-2013 schedule of events, and it's a very long one, so we're only going to get through a small portion of it today, but we'll definitely be coming back to talk about sort of, if you will, the second half of the season, if you will.
Great.
But before we get started, let's talk about what is the method behind how the Cultural Arts Center is programmed? What's the philosophy behind what goes on here for events?
Well, this is their 7th season, actually. The first 6 were terrific. We went from 55 shows to 20, and the reason being, you know, all 50 shows could be marvelous, but with the economy being what it is and our incomes being what they are, we really tried to whittle down, if you would, and have something here for everybody. The children's programming has always been spectacular, and I think it continues to be that way this year. The family shows are wonderful. We've got headliners back this year. So what we have to offer, again, is something for everybody in this community and all of Hampton Roads. And as we move through the season, as it hit our website, we find that we're bringing people in from all over the East Coast. Right. I was thrilled with their headliner. It hit their website before it hit ours. And we were already getting calls on how to get tickets.
Correct.
So it's all about what the community has asked for
Sure.
here and what this community wants.
And I think that's definitely reflected in the schedule that we're going to be talking about today. And you know, as one of the, of course, you have the schedule, but you also have a lot of special events that go on here.
Oh, we do.
And
Absolutely.
Susan, I think we're going to talk about one that you're particularly involved in, and of course that's Art Divine.
Absolutely.
And I believe this is the 6th year, is that correct?
This is our 6th annual Art Divine.
Okay.
And our theme this year is bow ties and blue jeans. That doesn't mean come in holy blue jeans, but we are hoping that people will take that theme and go with it and have fun with it. We want you to dress up if you'd like, explore different types of bow ties, but our main goal, of course, is to have the fundraiser for the center.
Correct.
To help support all of our programs here, all the way from adults to the children, and especially the children's educational program, is what we really want this fundraiser to support. And this is our 6th annual fundraiser. It is September 28th. And we have, if you'll let me just take over here.
Go ahead, it's your show.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we start at 6 o'clock with a sponsors reception.
Right.
And we have sponsorship anywhere from $250 to $5,000. And of course, we have perks for different levels.
Sure.
We have a reception at 6 o'clock for that. And at that reception, you get to preview all of the artwork for the live auction, which we have samples here.
Okay.
And also, you get to have special wine and food, because this is a wine tasting.
Right.
And also, it's a meet and greet with the artist, because most of them are here, and it's really interesting to talk to them.
Now, I know you mentioned some of the pieces of art we have behind us. These will actually be up for auction that evening, correct?
These are for the live auction
Right.
that we have, which the event, sponsors reception is at 6. The main event starts at 7.
Okay.
The auction begins at 8:30, and we have Barry Cole, who is our local professional auctioneer,
Right.
who will be with us.
Okay.
And we have so much fun. It's a show.
Right.
It's
But
entertaining.
it's more than just flat art as well.
Oh, absolutely. We have furniture this year. We have glass. We have, of course, the flat art jewelry,
Right.
which is handmade by a very famous jeweler that everyone knows around here. So we're very excited about what we have in our auction. And we have a silent auction also. And that includes artwork, but also entertainment ideas and food.
Right.
And we usually have around 60 items in our silent auction.
Okay.
So we're very pleased with what we have.
And we're very fortunate because one of our new local shops in town is also contributing wine.
Absolutely, and it's C3 Vino, and we're so excited. They're a new shop downtown, and they're supporting us terrifically. I mean, it's just wonderful, their support.
And there's also a little boat trip, I think, scheduled this year for the auction.
I think so.
And
Yes, we've got
yes.
several parties lined up that
Right.
people can auction off. Actually, we just gave a party for a group that in the auction that got this party, and it was so much fun.
It
The
was.
people that bought it just had such a great time, seeing that their money
Sure.
is going to something, but yet they're getting a little something out of
Correct.
it also.
So it's a win-win for everybody,
a
really.
win-win for
Absolutely.
everyone, absolutely.
It was a fun time.
Well, we've talked about everything sort of making up the event, but the big question is tickets. How can we get them? And do you
Well-
need to get them? I mean, obviously, I would assume we need to make reservations ahead of time
You
because they
can.
probably fill up quick.
To be honest
Yes.
with you, we will take right up to that day.
Okay, all right.
As long as we have a space,
Right.
we will.
Okay.
Hopefully we won't have space. We would love to be sold out.
Sure.
But yes, the sponsorship tickets, you can definitely call the center.
Okay.
And I believe that's up on our website, and get
It
all
is.
the information that you want. Tickets for the main event are $55 if you're a member,
Okay.
$60 if you're a non-member.
All right.
If you're a non-member, please become a member.
Absolutely.
We would love to have you, and we have all levels of membership, so it's very affordable
Sure.
to become a member of this wonderful
Sure.
facility.
Now, you have a bow tie here, and you just picked that up, and we
Yeah,
have
I
several on the
did.
table in front of us, and
I
we got to
did.
talk a little bit about these.
Well, what we're doing, since our theme is bow ties and blue jeans, we decided that we would have some, and it would look beautiful on you.
Not to change my look here, yeah.
We would have some local personalities,
Sure.
community personalities,
Right.
to hopefully wear these bow ties.
Okay.
These bow ties were decorated by, and I'd like to show as many as possible.
Sure.
These bow ties were decorated by students this summer who
nice.
attended their summer camps here at the Cultural Arts Center. And we asked them to decorate these bow ties for this event. And we have community personalities that are going to wear these,
Okay.
and to help with donating money.
Sure.
While they're wearing these bow ties, they're going to say, would you give me $1, please?
Talk up the
or
program.
$10 or $100
Understand.
for wearing the bow tie.
Okay.
And we have a little contest among the wearers, and whoever, of course, brings in the most money
Right.
for wearing their bow ties will have a little special
Very
surprise.
nice, very nice. So an extra little thing to look forward to when you come out to Art Divine this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll all be wearing bow ties.
Now, again, what would you say the rule is with the blue jean aspect of this? I know we talked about you don't want to have,
Well, I will
Just-
tell you,
yeah.
part of it is we want every age group here. Sometimes when you get into some of these fundraisers, you think of a different audience. This is for young folks over 21.
of course.
Over 21 and up.
Right.
And a lot of us will go out at night and we think we have to dress one way or the
Right.
other. And this is about come in your blue jeans if you want to. You go out to every theater in the country today, including New York City, and they're nice blue jeans and you're dressed for the evening. And that's what this is about.
Got
You
it.
don't have to have anything special
Okay.
to wear. It's about a casual, fun night of great food and wonderful entertainment.
And that is something. The food is spectacular. We pair it with the wine is paired with the
Correct,
food.
correct.
And every year people rave about the food, and just it really is spectacular. And not only wine, but we're also having some beer. We started last year having a little beer tasting. We're going to continue with it this year also, which is fun. And we're not picking any region as
Sure,
far with
sure.
the wine. We have in the past, but this year we're kind of letting our hair down a little bit and going to explore all different kinds of wines from all different regions and food to go with that.
Okay, well, again, that's Art Divine. We've talked about that. Now let's get into the schedule as far as what we talked about. Again, we're going to lead it off with really the big headliner that we have. And Jackie, I guess I'll let you take it from there and tell us who that's going to be and how that is. We have about 5 minutes left in the show, so we're going to get through as many events as we can to kind of get through it, get us through maybe the end of the calendar year. And again, I know we have a lot of special events to highlight there.
Well, we have so many special events. I mean, we're just kicking off September. Our season actually starts in October.
Okay.
But again, there's always something going on here at the center. This weekend, of course, is the big auction with Barry Cold in the mansion on Bank Street. That's Friday and Saturday.
Right.
But next weekend, there's a partnership. Paul DeCamp is doing Deuce Coupe. And Deuce Coupe, as you know, was filmed here in Suffolk and Franklin. They have the producer coming in because it's their 20th anniversary. So again, there's things like that all the time at the center.
Right.
But our official season starts the end of September, and it's Crystal Gale.
Okay.
And Crystal, of course, was a Grammy winner. She's been with so many programs. The support that we've gotten thus far on ticketing and so forth is terrific, and it's just what we had expected and anticipated. That is October 27th. The show's at 8 o'clock, and I would encourage folks to go ahead and get their tickets, which you can do online as well.
Right.
But that's a fun, fun night.
Now, again, you mentioned off the top, we have such a variety of events that are going to be happening here. Again, programmed for really what the community really wants, here. And again, you have the great venue. And of course, again, I would recommend that anybody who hasn't been here yet, come by, just take a look at the facility, and that's going to bring you in right there. So.
Well,
Go ahead. We're very excited about this building.
Sure.
It's not only for the shows.
Exactly.
And we have wonderful children's programs that every parent should take advantage of.
the third week of every month, on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, we have a children's show. It's $5. It's very interactive, it's fun, it's a variety of shows themselves, and of course that's all found on our website.
Right.
So that goes throughout the season.
Okay.
We take off 1 month during the summer for that.
But I mean, for $5, you can't buy a better bargain.
Absolutely.
And the fact is, it's right here in Suffolk. You don't have to go anywhere else. It's right theoretically in your own backyard.
Well, one thing that we support here is our local economy,
Right.
our local clients.
Right.
Who asks for what.
Correct.
Look at all the, support that, again, the new wine shop is bringing to us,
Right.
the new restaurants in town. Every time we have a show, the restaurants are all booked. That's more money. That's more money locally. The hotels
The
fill up.
hotels, absolutely.
I mean, right off the bat, there were 11 rooms filled at our Hilton. So it goes on and on. Look at the gas stations
Exactly.
and all those things. I mean, we're so excited. And I know this morning even, the governor announced all the tourism business in the state of Virginia. I would like to think we're part of that.
Right.
And here, right in Suffolk.
Well, like you said, you spend $1 on a show, but you don't know the multiplier effect in the community that that's going to have when
Absolutely.
it starts kind of branching out and affecting all the different businesses and the entities that exist here in the city. So,
Yes.
very true, very
Yes.
true. Now, one other event we want to talk about, certainly, I believe, December, Nutcracker. And Susan, I think that's going to be pitched over to you. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
We do have the Nutcracker coming
Right.
to give performances on Saturday and Sunday, December 1st and 2nd. But before
And that's performed by Ballet Virginia.
Okay.
Right,
And they have
right.
been here for several years.
Correct.
Several
Correct.
It's a
years.
tradition.
It is a tradition, and that's what we would like to do, is set some traditions
Sure,
here at
sure.
the center. But we have the sugar plum tea, which is before the performance.
At 1:30.
At 1:30, before the performance at 3. And this is an opportunity for the children to meet the characters. They come down in full dress,
Okay.
and they have pictures taken with them, and the children are so excited when the Nutcracker comes
Right,
down.
right.
And we decorate the ballroom, and it's like a fairyland down there. It's just absolutely beautiful with a castle, and we have little shops that children can have crafts
Sure.
or pick up candy or to buy a Christmas ornament or food. It's just a wonderful afternoon to spend with the children, family, and come see the Nutcracker also.
Now, we've only touched on just a few of the events that are going to be happening this season at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. But real quickly, the website, if you could give that out, and a good contact phone number.
Yes, it's suffolkcenter.org, and the phone number here is 757-923-0003. And please, you're all welcome all the time here at the center.
Okay, well, thank you, ladies, for joining us and
Thank
talking
you.
just a little bit about what we have coming up. But again, you mentioned the website, a great place to go to check out. You get the full picture for both the end of this year and also heading into next year as well. So we'll definitely be able to
Great
do that.
programming. Look forward to having you all here.
Look forward to coming.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this edition of On the Scene. We'll see you next time.